One. Welcome to 30 Minute Reviews. I'm Adam.
And I'm Josie.
I'm Peter.
And,
Robin Hood.
yeah. There are
Peter.
many Robin Hood movies that we're going to be talking about today.
You need to stop spinning. You keep going, very quiet.
Wait, really? Is it affecting my sound quality?
And just so people who will be listening know, we're having difficulties hearing Adam today. If we ask himself a few times, it's for legitimate reasons.
Okay.
Not just because it's funny.
Okay. And I have my microphone wrapped around my mouth, so that way it'll actually be picked up. And it's working fine for me. I guess there's just an issue with on Josie's end, but we'll figure that out later.
I can barely hear it. Can you do that on top of the laptop?
Like this? Can you hear me?
That's good.
I'm not sitting. I don't know how comfortable I can sit like this for an hour.
Well, you have to do that.
All right. My phone's behind me though. Okay, so before we start with Robin Hood and the iterations of that story, we're gonna talk about other news this week. Starting with the two big movie announcements that dropped in the last few days. The first of which is there is a new trailer for Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales.
This looks a lot like the first one. I don't know what's going on. I totally get that it's supposed to be Will and what's her face's son, but otherwise I don't. Are they cursed again? Is this another? Did Jack Sparrow trick them into doing the curse?
I don't think he would trick someone into doing the curse. These aren't the same. It's not the same kind of look that what the cult had.
I don't know.
The cursed sailors on the Black Pearl had. Like, this guy looks like he's undead. Like, as opposed to he has a physical form too. Like, where he turns into a skeleton. This guy just looks like he died, and for whatever reason, because his hair on his head moves like he's underwater. Like, that was one of the big things I noticed, was that when he moves around, his hair still reacts like he's underwater, which implies that he's just
maybe the whole movie takes place underwater.
I don't think that's the case, because no one else has that issue, but that's a good guess. That was a lot meaner than I anticipated it to be. I apologize.
You should. It was rude.
Yes.
I want to leave now.
I wouldn't blame you, Peter.
Thank you.
Wow.
His actions were uncalled for.
Anyway, this is a movie that I don't think anyone asked for.
It's like the Transformers movie.
That's true, yeah. It's
this is one of those ones where it's like you could have picked a better thing to go along with, what happened before, instead of coming up with some random shit.
I don't know. I feel like this was how do I put this? A bad idea. I think that's the best way to put this. This feels like it was a bad idea by everyone involved. I think that.
Did you see the fourth one?
Idea. No, I didn't.
Neither did I.
I refuse to acknowledge the fourth one.
Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it. I like all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, though.
I
like
the first one a lot, and then I think the third one gets way too confusing.
Which one's the third one?
That's the one where he's dead and he has to leave the afterlife in the beginning. There's all this other shit, and then there's a witch, and then she gets giant, and then there's a pirate council, and then all the pirates that's this site, but then there's also the East India Trading Company that's also dealing in the supernatural.
Yeah, they did do a lot of crap. Well,
It's
I like
almost
it.
fun to watch just because of how confusing the plot can be.
Yeah, I think this is another franchise that very quickly tripped and stumbled downhill to where we are today. What?
No, Tremors kept.
Tremors from the beginning was ridiculous, and I think it was self-aware ridiculous.
Yeah.
With this it started out serious.
Matrix.
No, and I'm going to tell you why. No, it's in Matrix. Reloaded and Revolution still just they like all of the lore expansion still feels natural. Like the introduction of ghosts, okay, that like when in the first one they introduced deja vu as the glitch in the Matrix. Then the second one they introduced the ghosts and the guy who's in the Matrix who can control the Matrix. That still feels like natural progressions of the plot. It's just the story surrounding it wasn't great, but the leaps and bounds that Pirates of the Caribbean takes feels entirely different from where it started. Because to an extent, while the first one is about a cursed gold that turns people into skeletons, I think it still stayed kind of grounded. Like it's traditional supernatural.
Yeah.
Like, and then it started going off the rails a bit.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
I like them. I can watch all of them multiple times.
I've seen the first one a bunch of times.
I've seen the first one many times.
I think it's like Peter said, these are like Transformers, where no one really asks for them anymore, but they come out and everyone goes to see them anyway. And then everyone's like, oh, wow, that wasn't great. And it's like, well, what did you expect?
Kelsey Grammer.
Well, this next one doesn't look as cool, because it looks like they went away from everything else, and they're trying to introduce a new character to make it so it can go longer and farther. But
well, keep in mind, we're basing our judgment.
Last one really should have been the 30. End.
We're basing our judgment off of a 1:30 long clip.
Yeah, it's got like a new character in it.
Okay,
that isn't a bad guy. That isn't a bad guy.
Have all new characters in it?
Yeah, like
no.
It'd be like you saying the fourth one's gonna be bad.
Penelope Cruz in the fourth one.
Yeah.
Penelope Cruz.
The girl in the movie, Penelope Cruz, is her name.
Penelope Cruz?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
she's not.
It'd be like if they released the teaser for that, and it was just, like, a scene of her before she meets Jack. And that's just that's how they introduce her character. And then it goes on to, like, and that's it. And then in the first trailer, you'll see more. This is just a teaser. So, I don't know. We'll cover this movie when it comes out and when more information comes out. But I don't have high hopes. Not based on the trailer, but based on how long this franchise has gone and it's just continuing. So now on to story number 2, which I'm sure neither of you had any idea of when I texted you the list of what we're covering. Movie coming out in March called Logan. Did either of you look up what movie I'm referring to?
Called what?
Logan.
Called what?
Logan.
What's Logan?
It is the 3rd Wolverine movie.
So it's not called Wolverine.
It's not called Wolverine, it's called Logan.
Huh.
Do you know why?
I think
is it an official origin?
It's not an origin.
I think this is because I think a lot of people are going to be confused and just not see it.
Yeah, I think that's going to end up happening too. Do you want to know?
If it's not an origin, what is it?
It's a distant sequel.
A future.
Yeah, in the future timeline from Days of Future Past.
Is it gonna be another one of those future ones? Because I didn't like that at all. That was bad.
The X-Men
origin was okay, but
X-Men Origins Wolverine was bad. No one's going to debate you on that. but the Wolverine isn't that bad. I don't know why.
The Japanese one?
Yeah.
I think I lost a lot because where there is no subtitles, and a lot of that movie is not in English.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not an awful... I've seen worse movies. Like, that movie's not terrible.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, well, X-Men Apocalypse. If we're going to venture out, Thor: The Dark World. Fantastic Four. There are worse movies than that one, but it just gets a bad reputation because it goes a little off the rails in the third act, with Silver Samurai being in a giant mech suit. So Logan is the name of the third one, possibly a reference to one of the Wolverine's more famous comic book titles, Old Man Logan. And we have really old Patrick Stewart in the movie. He is reprising his role as Professor X in the future timeline. He is a Professor X who is slowly losing his mind and his powers are less reliable. Wolverine has the same issue because their age is catching up to them. In the poster release, there's the Wolverine with his claws popped, and then he's holding the hand of a child, which is rumored to be Laura Kinney, or X-23, who I guess was retconned out of existence out of X-Men 2. Because that movie didn't happen, I guess. Then...
I'm assuming it's not, or it's just a new person.
Right. Because that's the problem with Days of Future Past. I think we're going to address this more when we talk about Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Days of Future Past erased all of the X-Men universe.
No. That's not what happened.
No.
Exactly. Days of Future Past just took out...
contraire, my dear.
Yes. Days of Future Past just took out The Last Stand and X-Men Origins Wolverine. All the rest still stands as needed, because somehow it retcons out the death of Jean Grey, but doesn't retcon out X-Men 2, where she died.
Oh yeah, I forgot she dies in the second one, and then she dies again in the third.
Exactly. So it's very loose. I think, and it's ridiculous. And we'll talk about that more when we talk about Apocalypse in the next episode. But right now,
oh goody.
Yeah, because I hate Bryan Singer. But we'll get more of that later. Then in this movie, the another character returning is actually from X-Men Apocalypse. Stephen Merchant's character is returning.
Who is he?
He played that mutant that Psylocke works for, Caliban. The guy with the all-white face. It kind of looks like he's just a skull.
That sounds a little racist.
No, it's not racist.
His face is all white. I mean, like, come on.
He is. He's pale
Use
white.
a better word.
He's almost like a skull.
Is Stephen Merchant in any other X-Men movie?
No, it's X-Men Apocalypse.
I don't remember that at all, because I like Stephen Merchant a lot.
He's the one...
Oh, never mind. He's like the
information broker.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was Stephen Merchant.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing, is, like, I was like, Stephen Merchant, because I saw, in the article I was reading, like, Stephen Merchant is reprising his role, and I was like, who was Stephen Merchant? And then I thought about it, and then it's like, they said it was Caliban, and I'm like, oh, now I see it.
Yeah, now it makes sense.
So he'll be reprising his role as one of the people who's keeping track of Professor X in his advanced age. It's going to be a very loose adaptation of Old Man Logan.
Does he become a bad guy in his advanced age?
No, he just kind of becomes unhinged and loses control of his powers a little bit.
These are like going to people and like ripping them apart.
Or does he start like telling them to go to work naked or something? That'd be amazing.
The hard.
Okay. So, no, I think it's just he's just slowly losing control of his powers. Is what they said so far. Not he's telling his people to go to work naked.
You don't think that would be funny?
Probably not.
Is that the first thing you would do if you got powers?
Oh yeah, I'd be fucking with people's lives.
You would be like the Purple Man and Jessica Jones, but not as evil, I guess.
More passively evil.
Well, no, that's the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No, I wouldn't rape people, but I would definitely.
Is it rape?
Yes.
Just because, even though it's a woman?
Moving on.
If I were to rape somebody, is it rape?
No, I'm just like, does it count? Are women people?
Okay, we're done. We're done with the line of questioning. We're moving on to the next.
Oh, jokes.
We're moving on to the next topic.
Jokes are so good. I don't know how to deal with life.
Okay, so the next topic, DC has announced that they are going to be putting out an extended cut of Suicide Squad when they release it on DVD on December 5th. Are you surprised? And is this a bad idea?
No, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I think the number one problem that DC is having with these movies is that they're making the claim that they're director-driven. Then when the director comes back with their vision, they go, okay, we have to completely change this now because that's not mass market.
Yeah, basically what DC is doing is like, they say, oh, we're driven, and then the director is like, I want to make this movie, and they're like, well, we want to make it just like what Marvel is trying to do, so try to make it more like that, but try to build a universe, just try to like force as much shit as possible into one movie, and then they don't understand why people get mad or
don't like it
movies as much as Marvel movies.
The best was the comic. I think I sent you guys a comic at some point, where it's like how Marvel built the universe, and it's a bunch of guys standing in a room with a bunch of posters and lines connecting each one, and then it's like how DC built the universe, and they're like, okay, we have the blender. Here, give me all the characters. Let's throw them in the blender, see what happens. Like, the problem is that's part of the problem that they're rushing through. It could have worked, I think, but the number one thing that DC hasn't quite done is not that they're not going to the directors early on in production and saying you're not doing this right. It's that they're letting them have the leeway they want. Like, they're letting Zack Snyder have all the leeway he wants, and they're letting David Ayer do whatever they want. Then when they come to them with the final product, like, look, we finished the movie, here's our final product. Then when it comes out, they're like, this movie is good, but it's not mass marketable as a blockbuster. Like, if he did Fury with the Suicide Squad, it'd be a good movie, but it wouldn't be mass marketable. Then what happens is you have extensive reshoots, they have to redo everything, and then the principal photography time goes up, post-production time goes down, and then you end up with the clusterfuck that was Batman v Superman. So what they have to do is either stop saying they're director-driven, or just, like, do whatever needs to be done. Like, from the beginning. Like, be like, here, give us your script. Then once we have your script, we'll work with you on the script. We'll work with you through the movie. Like, even if it's got Zack Snyder's fingerprints all over it, then I don't care. Just don't make it come out choppy at the end.
Yeah.
Like, my biggest problem with Suicide Squad was that the movie itself, in the beginning, feels like a clip show. For the entire first act feels like a clip show set to various music, to the point where they could have been used as trailers. And El Diablo's like fire CG when he killed all those people was just awful. Like, Ghost Rider looks better than that.
Most of the CG in that movie was not good.
Well, no, I think the fight between Incubus and Diablo was good. Like, to an extent.
You know what's really funny is I heard a lot of people complain about how he was like, yo, man, after 20 minutes, we're family. But I've worked with a lot of people,
Uh-huh.
are of Hispanic heritage and living the thug life, as they say, and that's true. They're like that's not a joke.
I think my number one problem with the movie, and we're getting off track again, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it again, is when they get to the third act, everyone's character motivations are thrown out the window, and then that's part of the problem, and it's a symptom of the bigger problem, and it's that none of these characters can actually be villains. Like when we're introduced to Deadshot, he's killing a mobster. Like that like okay, that's still it's still like he's a chaotic neutral at that point. He's not evil. Like the closest thing to evil is Harley Quinn, and even she's not like terribly bad. Like the worst thing we see her do is accomplice to Robin's murder.
And prostitution.
She wasn't a prostitute.
That's
She was
not
never.
the same thing. And she was just dancing. It's not like she was trying to be a stripper to earn money.
Exactly. And it was and that whole scene was a setup for Joker to kill the guy who was filling in for him, because there was no outcome there where that guy didn't die once he offered up Harley to him. Because when he offers Harley to him, either you accept and then you get shot for taking the Joker's girl, or you don't accept and get shot for disrespecting the Joker. You put him into a bad situation, and there's no getting out of that. Why did this thing just go beep on me? Oh, okay. So yeah, with I don't think my problem with the extended editions coming out the way they are is what's it called? It shows that like they're trying to get more money out of what they messed up in the first place. Because they did.
There's a chance I might not buy this one.
You just buy the regular DVD edition,
or just not buy it at all.
Ooh, I thought you liked Suicide Squad.
I liked it, but I don't know if like I like it enough to buy it to watch it again. Just rent it on Amazon. If I really want to watch it when it comes out, I can just rent it on Amazon.
True. I buy all of them. I like having them on my shelf. But yeah, so the number one problem was like the marketing too completely screwed this movie. Is what part of the problem was. Is there wasn't enough Joker compared to how much Joker was in the trailer. There wasn't enough Batman based on how much Batman was in the trailer. The only thing I really liked about the movie that made me feel like this was a movie that was well done was when they did a post-credit scene. Like,
true.
Like when they had that scene at the end with Waller and Bruce Wayne, that felt right. But nothing else about that movie felt like. I don't know if that's a real reason to say you didn't like the movie. It felt off to me through the whole thing. But we're getting way off topic. So now that Josie's back, I think. Is Josie back? Did I not have Skype open? No, she's not. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the various Robin Hood movies that have come out over the years.
I can first if you want.
I'll just intro Robin Hood as a topic before we do that.
Okay, you can do that, and then I'll go.
I'll allow it. So Robin Hood is a story that I think has been parodied by almost every major TV show, especially kids shows that parody it, because the story is pretty simple. It's a guy who steals money from the rich people, gives it to the poor people, and everyone's happy except for the rich people because fuck them, they're rich. It's been done a lot. Recently, we've had Arrow do that. Season 1 of Arrow is a very Robin Hood-esque story, where he comes back to Star City and kills the rich people who caused all the people to go in the Glades to go poor, and then take all their money and give it back to the people they defrauded. There are 3 iterations of this that we're going to be talking about today, not Arrow, because I can't bring myself to talk about that dumpster fire. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Let's cover that quick. Arrow premiered last night. Guess which show beat it in its
No,
ratings?
Arrow's been out for a while.
Season 5 of Arrow premiered yesterday.
Thank you.
What show be?
The Goldbergs.
That's a really good show.
It is. I love The Goldbergs, but it beat
And it's
Arrow.
also on ABC, which is
What is the Goldbergs?
it's a really funny sitcom on ABC.
Have you ever heard of The Wonder Years? Have you ever heard of The Wonder Years?
I said no.
It's an older show with what's his name, Fred Savage, and Danica McKellar, and it's a show about a guy reflecting on his life when he was growing up in, I think it was like the 60s or the 50s, I don't remember which. But reflecting back on it's probably the 60s and 70s actually. Reflecting back on his life and it came out in the 90s. But the show had narration from the main character who is now looking back on his life. This show is similar, where it's a guy now looking back on his life when he was a kid, when he was growing up, and the show is about his family in the 80s. And it's a really funny show. I love that show. I think it's my favorite current comedy. That and Modern Family are my 2 favorites.
It's also on ABC. I feel like
Yeah.
any show on ABC would beat any show on WB
On CW.
or CW. I don't know why. I thought it hasn't been WB in like
10 years.
10 years.
Well, I think, what's it called? What they were hoping... Here's the thing. This new episode of Arrow, I haven't watched it yet. I have it on my DVR. The new episode of Arrow is meant to introduce the new wave of heroes in Star City. So it's like they're going to introduce Wild Dog, Mr. Terrific, Vigilante, the new Black Canary, and stuff like that. It doesn't have as strong of a setup from the previous season like Flash did, because Flash did phenomenally in ratings because Flash led into Flashpoint, which was resolved after 1 episode. Disappointingly, I might add. So that's fun. And it doesn't have the lead-in that Supergirl's going to have going in, because Supergirl might as well be a new season, and it's opening up with the introduction of Clark Kent / Superman as a character on the show. And then
I did watch the beginning of Supergirl.
it's on Netflix now, so you have no excuse not to. It is an amazing show.
I did say that I just did, so
I know.
I don't know what more you want from me.
Okay. Continue. Where was that thought going?
I was just saying that I did.
Oh, okay. Did you like
I don't
it?
know what do you want from me? Jesus.
Did you like it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And really me saying it's on Netflix now, so there's no excuse not to, is me saying to the other people. Because I really liked it. A lot of people didn't watch it, but it was a pretty good show. If you want to jump in and watch a really good episode that doesn't require any context, skip ahead to World's Finest. I think it's like 117 or 118. It's the crossover with The Flash.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's my favorite episode of season 1, is the crossover with The Flash.
cool.
But like that show has a strong lead-in. And then season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow has a strong lead-in, because they're introducing this new season is the Justice Society of America versus the Legion of Doom. With the Legion of Doom led by Captain Cold, Reverse Flash, and one other one. I forgot what it was.
Is the Justice Society of America like the JV squad?
Basically. Like, it's like Our Man,
That's a very full
Stargirl. What?
Yes.
It's a very
is.
full jar of drink.
Yep.
It says mason on it.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
It's a
mason jar.
mason jar, except pasta came in it. Pasta sauce.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not like mason is going to come in it.
So Arrow did not have a strong lead-in. Arrow only pulled a little over 1 million viewers, though, with a 0.06 in its target demographic, which is 18 to 25 male. Probably after last season, systematically shit the bed on every front. That'll do that to your ratings. Did you watch season 4
That's
yet?
unfortunate.
Did you watch season 4 yet? Yeah.
Of what?
Arrow.
Oh, no.
You finished season 3 though, right?
Oh, whatever is on Netflix.
So that season, you finished season 3. Season 4 would have just gone on.
Okay.
Flash season 2 just went on. I highly recommend you watch that. It was really good.
No, I haven't watched season 2, but I really enjoyed The Flash. It was funny.
Yeah, The Flash is a really good show. Peter's gonna get on watching that.
Eventually. I'm almost done with the second season of Daredevil.
Okay.
I couldn't watch Daredevil.
How many episodes in are you?
I'm like on episode
5.
You didn't get to the episode yet that I keep saying you're gonna love this episode.
I don't know. I have a lot going on right now, so
Yeah.
I haven't had time to watch hour-long shows. So I've been watching the Kroll show.
Nice.
You know, it kind of sounds like it's the episode, so you should get.
But the Kroll show is a really funny show. I recommend it.
Yeah, Nick Kroll's
What
really
show?
funny.
The Kroll show.
Who's Crow?
Kroll. It's like a sketch-based show, but he does reoccurring characters across all the seasons, and they all are, and sometimes they interconnect. So it's really funny. Like there's one where they make fun of Degrassi, and it's like this Canadian kid that goes to high school, but it's a handicapped high school, and he's the only kid that can walk, and it's called Wheels Ontario, and all the other kids bully him because he has legs. and then has a really big there's all these problems. Like his best friend is this Asian girl named Toons because she has a boombox connected to a wheelchair, and then one of the teachers, and then
what's funny is that totally sounds like it could be an Asian name.
Toons, and then at the end of the first episode, someone does graffiti on his locker, and he was just like, "Well, I guess it could be worse." And then Toons rolls up to him, and she's just like, "I'm pregnant." So funny. And he good thing the Canadian healthcare system pays for our abortions.
Oh,
Okay, back to Robin Hood.
Yes, back to Robin Hood. So who wants to talk about their iteration of Robin Hood first?
Go for it. Okay, so actually, let me look up what year it was. My Robin Hood was called Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Stars Kevin Costner, Morgan Freeman, and Christian Slater, and Alan Rickman.
Ooh.
All-star cast. It came out in 1991. I was surprised this movie actually wasn't rated R because it's extremely gory.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, it's when he's in prison because of the Crusades, and they're in this prison where they just systematically cut people's hands off. So he's next in line to get his hands cut off, and they show the people in front of him.
systematically?
Yeah, they just are in a line, and they all get their hands cut off. And,
Why?
I think they got accused of stealing bread. I think that's why. So then he's next. They tie these straps around his hands. They hold them across the board, and the guy comes down with an axe. But as the guy comes down with the axe, he pulls. So he pulls the other guy in, and the other guy gets his hands chopped off, and they show it. And he beats the shit out of everyone. And then he tries to release the prisoners, but they're too slow, so he's just bye. So he takes Morgan Freeman with him.
Mhm.
And then like the people are like, "What are you doing? Are you leaving?" And he's just like, "Yeah, like you're too slow." And then they escape up to England, and then Alan Rickman plays the sheriff of Nottingham. He's the bad guy.
Nottingham.
Oh, sorry, Nottingham. Very over the top, but because it's Alan Rickman, it's good.
Yeah.
And, like he has like a witch that like works for him, like in the basement of the castle, and like she tells the future and stuff. The movie, like there's one part where Christian Slater tries to throw an axe at him, and he turns a knife at him. Like Kevin Costner, and he turns around and shoots him through the hand with an arrow. And, like one part where they're having like a disagreement with like the sheriff's like men, and they just like massacres all of them. Like so many people die in this movie. It's crazy, and like they set like Alan Rickman rapes like a bunch of people. Like there's one part where one of his minions has to go talk to him, and he's just like molesting this girl like while they're talking about Robin Hood. And then there's this kind of fun part where they're walking around, and Alan Rickman looks at these two women, and he's just like, "You be in my room at 8:30. You be in my room at 8:45, and bring a friend."
Over,
like,
like
really
you
creepy.
be in my room at 8:30. You be in my room 8:31. Let's go.
It's like creepy, but he's like funny, so it's kind of okay, I guess. And the movie ends with Alan Rickman literally spreading the legs of Mary Madeline. I think that's her full name, and like about to rape her.
I think it's Mandolin.
Oh, okay.
Maid
But,
Mary.
like he's literally like forcing like her legs apart, and then Robin Hood like saves her.
Why is this your favorite?
It's a really good movie, but it's just strange. I forgot.
Does the rape make it your favorite?
No, it's just like Alan Rickman's really funny. Kevin Costner, he sometimes tries to do a British accent, so that's kind of funny, and then just drops it. So he just speaks with an American accent. The movie also deals with race relations, because like they're sitting around a campfire and they won't share the food with Morgan Freeman, and he's just like, "You better share that food with him because he's like our brother." And then they all like accept Morgan Freeman as one of their own. Like, I don't know, it's just a very dark take on Robin Hood, but more realist, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't remember. It's just very a lot more violent than I remember it being, but they kind of made it good, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was very long. I think it was too long. It was 2 hours, like 2.5 hours long.
That's too long. Like movies that came out prior to like last year for 2.5 hours long, you screwed up.
Well, because the Kevin Costner 90s film. Kevin Costner, Mel Gibson, like, own the 90s and long films.
That'll do it, yeah. I think you're
Got
forgetting someone.
Braveheart, Dances with Wolves, The Patriot, Robin Hood,
You're forgetting one.
Waterworld. Forgetting an actor?
No, you're director, actually, who had a very long film in the 90s. That's all
James
actually
Cameron?
known. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, Titanic.
But I recommend it. It's a movie that's kind of been forgotten, I think, but it's good. It's not that
I'm gonna
much
be
longer.
honest. I thought you were gonna do Robin Hood Men in Tights.
That Robin Hood Men in Tights is a parody of this version of Robin Hood,
Oh, okay.
because that came out in 1993. I recently did watch Robin Hood Men in Tights, and it is not as funny as I thought it was.
Did it shock you?
You didn't think it was as funny?
No. I remember when I was
That's
younger
unfortunate.
liking it a lot, and then I rewatched it and I was like, wow, not that good. This movie held up.
Stood the test of time.
Oh, like, and they blind his servant by, like, they cut his eyes out and then they sew his eyelids shut.
I'm glad you're like, yeah, this is what holds up to me. Because as long as they, blind somebody and sew their eyelids shut, yeah,
They
it
just
holds
made it,
up.
I think just the gore and violence was just refreshing in a Robin Hood movie. Because the most recent Robin Hood movie is like that one with Russell Crowe that is really shitty movie. That's supposed to be a trilogy, but it did so bad.
That's the one with like the guy that was in Les Mis, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's a prequel. Like
I
he
never
doesn't.
even saw that.
I saw it in the theaters. I remember because I thought it was gonna be good, and it's actually a prequel. And he doesn't even call himself Robin Hood until the last like 10 minutes, because someone else dies and he takes up their name as Robin Hood. But literally nothing happens the whole movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those.
But
But
anything with Alan Rickman is cool. And Alan Rickman has a beard too. It's right on the Gruber beard.
Ooh.
And Friar Tuck is really funny. He's like super drunk, but he like beats the shit out of everyone.
Yeah, I think you've sold me on this movie. I still have to like find it.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. There's one weird part where Kevin. Okay, bye, Josie. There's one weird part where they like stumble upon Kevin Costner swimming naked in like a waterfall.
He's like, I see you found my seduction circle.
It's like because they let Mary Magdalene into like their camp, and then she just is just like, oh, who's that? And it's like Kevin Costner in a wall. There's a lot of Kevin Costner also gets punched. He gets punched in the balls at least like 10 the movie too.
Well, I think that's mandatory. But yeah, so I guess I'll go next to what's it called?
To Buffer the Time.
Buffer the Time, left. And also because there's a nice contrast between the extra gory version and the Disney anthropomorphic animal version. The version of Robin that I'm talking about is obviously the Disney one that came out in 1973. It's a solid movie. I was rewatching it and I fell asleep halfway through. Not because the movie was bad, but because I was exhausted because I was open this morning at work. So this movie it's a strong movie. Like, but what would you expect? It's Disney. Like, they're known for that. That's their thing. They make good movies. This movie is it's short too. It's like an hour and a half. It's like an hour and a half, if that. When you watch it, you're gonna think, the animation this looks familiar, because it's the same animation style as Winnie the Pooh.
Isn't the voice the Pooh guy?
I think one of them is. I don't know who though. And I recognized the production company in the beginning, Buena Vista. That was the one who did the Winnie the Pooh movies back in the day. And then what was the other thing? Like, the characters are all likable. There's a substantial amount of the movie where Robin Hood's just not there. Like, toward the middle of the movie where it's like focused on some little kids.
Is the bad guy just the king, or is it also the sheriff in Nottingham?
Both.
Because I remember all the other ones. It's like King Richard is still at the Crusades, and
right.
The sheriff takes over. Like in this one, the king doesn't come back till the day, and then like that's when the sheriff takes over. But I remember in that one, the lion is like a bad guy. And
yeah,
the lion is lion-hearted.
The lion is the king of England, and the sheriff of Nottingham is basically just his enforcer.
Okay.
That's what this movie is.
And I remember in the Men in Tights one, it's like the king's brother.
Yeah,
and he is like the bad guy or the sheriff, and then the king comes back.
Yeah, that what's it called? That's how this one is too, where it's like it makes more sense because like there's no reason why the sheriff of this small town will become king. That'd be like if Obama went off the war, and then like that cat in charge of a town in Alaska became mayor.
Well, I think in the Kevin Costner one, it's like he rules that area, but he also like all the lords go with him too, like in the general area. Because Robin Hood loses all his like land because they kill his father because he won't like accept to go with her.
Oh, okay. Like I said,
So
the
like the
I watched
other
is very
lords are
Disney-fied.
like backing the sheriff's like leadership.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. What else about this? I think everyone at some point has seen this version, or at least in some capacity is familiar with it.
Yeah, I had it on VHS.
Yeah, I did too. But it's on Netflix now too. Or if you like owning stuff on DVD, you can get it on DVD on Amazon for like $10 or $15. Do you know this is the first
Josie
time?
is not coming.
I guess. What I'm thinking happened is her phone died because she had that issue where her laptop had broke or something.
Yeah, I know she's using her phone.
Right, and instead of getting it fixed, and it's been months at this point, she's just using her phone. So I guess her phone died. Now she's just not coming back. If she comes back, we'll give her a chance to talk. If not, we'll let her talk about hers next week. Then what was the other thing with it? Did you know this is the first time in Disney's history that you can buy all the princess movies at once?
Oh, because all the vaults have been opened.
I guess. The vault is the dumbest thing on the planet. Like, have we addressed that on the show?
Oh, there she is.
Can you hear me?
Where did you go?
Okay. So sorry, my phone died. Hopefully it'll be okay.
Yeah.
It was on charge. Don't really know why it died.
Do you have an iPhone?
No.
No.
Okay. My iPhone is starting to do the thing where it just
Actually,
times.
I'm gonna leave the thingy off and see if that. Do you think that would save battery?
Yeah.
Turning off the camera.
Yeah, probably. Is it so you can hide your drinking?
Yeah.
No, y'all will be able to tell.
Yeah, we know she's an alcoholic, Peter. You know,
Where are we? What's going on? Somebody inform me.
It's your turn to talk about your Robin Hood medium.
Yes.
Okay, my name of it is Robin Hood, and it's a TV series on Peter Go.
BBC.
Thank you. And I thought it was an interesting take. He was originally a bad guy, and then he turns into not really a good guy, but haven't seen the beginning of it in a really long time. But it's
that was a very insightful review.
I highly recommend it. I liked it.
All right. So why don't we go around and say what we would rate the movies that we picked. Peter, you go first.
Okay. I would give mine
On a scale of 1 to 40, where a -6 is perfect.
That's like how Conan O'Brien does his video game reviews.
Yeah.
That's like a quick side note. Really funny YouTube videos are when Conan O'Brien plays video games and reviews them because he has no idea what's going on, and then at the end he'll review them like for Grand Theft Auto. It's just like if killing a hooker is like a 10 and running over pedestrians is a 0, I give this game flying an airplane to a blip. But for Robin Hood, some thieves, I would give, I'd say, a solid 7.
I would give mine. I'd go with an 8 for mine. It's solid. It's a bad movie in my opinion. It has one key flaw that I didn't address. It created furries. So it
What
gets
was your movie?
Robin Hood, the 1973 Robin Hood.
This is also the episode where out as a furry.
The
knew it.
1973 Robin Hood is
I could
credited
see that.
as the early furry creation. It's that, Space Jam, and now Zootopia, where there were orgies in movie theaters.
I don't think there were orgies.
Aww.
I sent you the article.
I think that's.
Oh my gosh. Utopia was so cute.
I haven't seen Zootopia. I just heard it tries to deal with issues that it should not be dealing with.
Race relations.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just like how the Angry Birds movie. Just like the Angry Birds movie is an allegory for the Syrian refugee crisis.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, I kind of want to get the Angry Birds movie just for that, because it's hilarious. Because it's like, it's too, like, close to not be an actual thing. So Josie, what would you rate yours?
For TV, I remember really enjoying it, and then I watched the last season of it just recently.
You mean series? It's on BBC.
The last season. Sorry.
Sounds like
I would give it 8.79.
Huh.
It's very precise.
Yeah, that's a...
Yes.
Okay.
That's how I do things.
Okay, so we're moving on to the last segment. Stuff you like this week. Who wants to go first for this?
I'll go first.
Oh, I want to go first. I really want to go first.
All right, you guys got to fight
I like this week, and I can pick anything. I can literally pick anything.
The furry convention that Adam went to.
Can I really pick anything?
Yes, you can pick anything.
Okay, I got a Loot gaming crate, and I thought it was awesome. We got a cute little replica of I forget the name of the gun from Gears of. Oh, I don't have my thing on. Hold on.
Okay, I'm going to I'm going to preface
Gears
before
of
she
War.
continues. Yeah, I'm going to preface this before she continues. We are not sponsored by Loot Crate.
But if they would like this,
exactly. If they want to sponsor us,
can we get things for free then? Because these were really cute. And then I'm wearing the shirt that we got. It was from Fallout 3, and look, it's got all the little guys on it. It's awesome. Dress today. I wore it as a dress today. It was very cute. And
okay.
What else came with it? Oh, shot glasses. Shot glass.
Ah, something you need.
Shut up.
It's Legos.
No, for Adam. Oh, okay.
Oh.
It was.
A shot glasses from that retro, like StarCraft game.
Galaga.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Which were very cool, and.
Do you want to hear something about Galaga that's going to make me sound stupid?
Yeah, go ahead.
I did not know Galaga and Galaxian were sequels to one was sequel to the other.
Well, that's because you're super.
I thought they were two different games that just had nothing to do with each other, but looked vaguely similar.
You don't know that because you're super fucking lame.
Literally.
You should feel left out, and you should feel disappointed in yourself. And
all right, Peter, you want to go next?
Yes. Mine is a new podcast I started listening to. My take. It is a sports podcast, and it's really funny. It's a lot. It's comes out 3 times a week, which is kind of a lot. But they they'll do a Monday show where they talk about just football, but they also talk about other sports. But like every Monday,
Sunday.
Like, no. I think it's the Wednesday one. They talk about all the football games of each week, and it goes through every game really fast, and they always try to come up with jokes for every game. And then they like made an Anne Frank joke about the football game, so it was really funny. And like they're guys that like they're kind of stupid and don't really care what they talk about, so it makes it even more funny because and they also don't care about. So they just like watch the football games for what they are and just like comment on them like a normal person.
Yeah.
So it's real, and then they also do college football, baseball. So it's a really good show or podcast. I highly recommend. They trying to think. There's a ton of interviews. Like they interviewed Justin Pugh. I would say Pug, but I think it's
Pugh.
Hughes.
And he's on a Giants.
Just...
And another Giants like player, and they called Eli Manning. And they were just like, oh, and he's like, keep eating chips. Because apparently Eli Manning loved eating chips. And okay, I will. And they recorded
Eli Manning?
Yes, Eli Manning. And they recorded that interview the day the one they lost to the Redskins. And they're just like, so what happened during the game? Because it came out after. And he's like, oh, I think we ran for like 200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what happened.
Yeah.
But, so that's something maybe I'll do, because I listen to like over 20 podcasts, I think. I can do like a corner and talk about a different podcast.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
So something we can talk
I'll talk about Loot Crate every month.
There you
Don't
go.
do that.
But yeah, I listen
sponsored by them.
way too many podcasts, probably.
I have been listening to the Star Wars books again because I do a lot of work where I don't really need to concentrate. Although I do because it's
you
not
build
good.
bombs.
Are you listening to the ones that matter, or are you listening to the non-canon ones that came out prior to 2015? Bless you.
On all accounts, everything that has happened I thought was funny. Because I think Adam's not trying to incite a riot.
Yeah.
Why would
I said, are you
I was
listening?
sneezing. I didn't know what you said.
I said, are you listening to the ones that came out as 2015 that are canon, or the ones that don't matter?
I'm listening to history that do matter.
Legends.
Okay, never mind.
I hope somebody rapes you in an alley.
That's an overreaction to me saying that it's okay that they got rid of the Star Wars extended universe. This is why
Peter,
Star Wars fans have a bad
you didn't
reputation.
do anything.
This is why Star Wars fans have a bad reputation.
When he goes to his furry suit.
You live in New York.
Yes.
People will rape you.
Okay.
Will come after you.
Okay.
What borough do you live in?
I'm on Long Island right now, actually. I'm not in the city.
Long Island?
Yes.
It's you can
That's what's wrong with you.
Oh, okay.
Long Island is just kind of like a mixed.
If you live... Wait a minute. Let's see if you can get the reference.
Oh, God.
Adam, if you live in Long Island, why are you so white?
The Mean Girls reference.
Yes!
So they say Africa, so it makes it...
Well, Long Island's supposed to be like on the beach and shit, right? They're like
islands.
Yes.
They're from like, they're like 20 minutes from the beach, no matter what, right?
No, that's New Jersey, who's 20 minutes from everything, no matter what.
That is true. We all.
So my thing I like this week is Luke Cage, the TV show that just premiered on Netflix the other day. I just started it. Here's something that you're going to be surprised about.
I heard that was decent.
Okay. something that I was caught by surprise by. They say the N-word in it.
Cool. I kind of show.
Was that your favorite thing in the whole wide world?
No, it's weird because they don't say fuck.
I feel like you're a little too excited to be hearing the N-word.
Really?
I can just say it now if you want.
No, don't
No! Lose
You already
few
have said
viewers
it on
that
the
we
show. You
have.
called Rosario Dawson one.
listeners.
We can become a different type of podcast. It's got a
You
bunch of
called
Trump
Rosario
supporters.
Dawson one during season 1 of Daredevil.
And we can also put swastikas on our foreheads and shave our heads. It'll be great.
Okay. I think we should limit
I
how
thought
much.
I was funny.
I think we should limit how much Josie can drink during the podcast.
I don't know. I think we're playing off of that pretty well. Maybe for next time, I'll get something to drink also. Then we'll be fine.
Yes, a drinking game
I wrote an amazing drinking game.
Yes.
For
the podcast.
No, for
Yes.
Jurassic Park. We did a drinking game once for the podcast.
Well, we need to do it again.
That was fun.
Well, it's good because then it'll validate your alcoholism a little bit.
I'm actually going to a happy hour tomorrow, so that would be fun.
There you go.
Wait, whose alcoholism?
Yes.
That is true. You, for both of us.
I mean, the only one that's not cool here is
Yeah,
Adam.
There's a majority here, so people who do drink.
And I think that if you're not in the majority, then that makes you uncool. That's
If
what's
I-
wrong.
Calling me an alcoholic is like calling BoJack Horseman an alcoholic.
He is an alcoholic.
Debatable.
Oh.
BoJack Horseman is.
It's a really good show. I recommend watching it.
Is that a euphemism?
No,
No, it's an
name.
actual TV show.
It's a Netflix show with the animals, like the cartoon animals.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do you think furries really like BoJack Horseman?
I don't think they do.
Why? Because it's people and animals having sex sometimes.
What?
Different animals having sex. Everyone is a human or an animal, but all the animals act like humans. So no one really,
And all the humans act like animals?
No.
they're just humans. Like it's like everyone's
not
like
fun.
everyone's like Brian on Family Guy.
Yeah.
That's how I describe it. Like everyone acknowledges it, but he's
The best
That
of the Bill
basically
Cosby
all the
episode
animals
is
go to
season
Horseman.
2.
Except with really shitty animation.
It's really
No.
well animated. It's got a really distinct
BoJack
art
Horseman's
style.
not shitty in it.
I think season 2 had that great. Season 2 had the great episode where they made fun of Bill Cosby with the
They
humpback
should.
whale. Remember the guy who had the time slot before BoJack was raped everyone, and they were on the book tour, and the girl Diane, I was like, look him up with rape and see what happens, and then everywhere they go, they're attacking her.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that last season was. I still watched the most recent season. I just started Luke Cage, and then I'm gonna watch that, and then we have Rick and Morty coming up too for the show. But Luke Cage has.
Rick and Morty is hilarious.
Yes,
So sorry to yell that.
yes, Rick and Morty is hilarious.
I got excited. It was funny.
Okay, and it's so deep too. Didn't you see how deep and emotional it gets in season 2?
Of what?
Sure.
Rick and Morty.
Whatever's on Hulu, I have seen.
I was making fun of people on Reddit who what's it called?
BoJack Horseman is more deep than Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, at the end of that one episode where he creates the universe and then cracks and then smashes it, and then goes to put his head in the way of the thing, and then
That's a really good song at the end of that episode.
yeah. And then what's it called when they
Hey,
play?
everyone's like, because I looked at the end of that episode because I want to know this. It's like, this is the greatest moment in TV history. I sobbed at this moment.
I hate people. The internet, it was a mistake. This is why we shouldn't
Why?
allow
Because
free
you don't
thinking.
understand it?
Wow. Okay.
People are just annoying. Watch BoJack
Yeah.
Horseman. People are cool. Only
No,
cool
but like,
people
what's it
watch.
called? Like what's it called? Like if you watch like Adventure Time, it got heralded, and same thing now with Steven Universe get heralded as like feats in modern animation because they have continuity to an extent. Like that's not a big fucking deal. Like it's not hard to have continuity.
I like Adventure Time because there's an episode where they sing the Cheers theme song, and I related
Yes.
to it on a very deep personal level.
Yes. But yeah, so I think that wraps it up for this week. If you're listening live, which I don't think anyone actually
Water all
does.
over myself.
You
got
mean
that drinking
water?
problem?
I said water.
Oh god, let's not get into
Water.
Oh wait.
No.
No. Okay. Ready? As many of those listening as
Adam
well.
just face palmed. You doing a T-bone?
No, it's gonna. I think Adam will appreciate what I'm about to say.
I can
Okay.
almost guarantee
No,
I'm
wait,
not.
wait. I bet if Adam appreciates what you have to say, what should he do? And then if he doesn't, what
We're
should
not
he
doing
not?
this.
What should he do?
That's a stupid bet because then no matter what he'll just say, like I don't appreciate it.
Exactly.
So we're not doing that bet. Let's say what
I
it is now.
like it.
Okay, so as many of the listeners know, I've recently moved to Seattle.
Right.
I like it a lot. But I used to go to school originally from New Jersey. We used to go to school in Albany, New York. It was fun times. So
All your stream
in
social
Albany,
security
New
number
York,
while you're at it.
in Albany, New York. Yes, now people know what cities I've lived in.
Yes.
In Albany, New York, when we would talk to people, these are people also from like Long Island. And we all pretty much had the same sort of accents. Everyone would be like, "Oh my god, we say coffee and water." Like,
that was the
that's
most
hilarious.
annoying thing for
And
the
everyone
first 2 weeks.
accents, and it would be it was so. Now I'm on the complete opposite end of the country, where there were much less people from this area, where my like accent comes from, and I go into coffee stores and order coffee, and no one says a word, and I love
Yeah,
it.
it's
No
just
one comments.
people from the very northeast, like northern New York and all of New England, are just retarded with the way they speak. That's what it is.
Yes.
Oh,
And
fuck
it's like-
you.
A Seattle accent, but no one comments about that. Everyone just talks, and everyone like understands each other, and no one says a word, and I love it. Did you
Like-
appreciate?
I do appreciate that, actually.
No.
Yes.
Haha. I should have made a bet with Josie.
So yeah. So.
That's what you should have done.
So that's like for the first 2 weeks of the semester, it's like, oh my god, why do you say it like that? Why do you not call it pop? Like, because I'm not retarded. Like,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The one I will say is that if you say the words or the phrase Reese's Pieces
you're an asshole.
in a fiery pit in hell.
Why? What else would you call it? It's Reese's Pieces.
It's
Oh my
Reese's
God.
fucking Pieces.
It's
Exactly.
Reese's Pieces.
No,
Reese's
no, you're wrong.
I fucking hate
Reese's are my favorite.
No, it's Reese's.
Why?
It's Reese's.
It's not
Already
Reese's.
rhymes with pieces.
You're mispronouncing 2 words that already rhyme to make them rhyme in a stupid way. Reese's and Pieces
So,
already
okay,
rhyme.
we're ending the episode now. We're ending the episode.
Peter's sharpening his knife, so
You're
we're
just
done
upset you're wrong.
No.
No,
Everything that's around New York
You're just
is
upset
right.
because the majority wins.
No, New York
it's
is
not the majority if you're
of
from New England. That's the opposite of the majority.
especially New Hampshire.
I think you're wrong.
If you have less than 5 electoral college votes, your opinion doesn't matter.
I think your face doesn't matter.
Ooh. Stop.
Okay, so coming up, next episode we have is Bad News Bears, coupled with Rick and
That's a
Morty
good
season.
movie.
You picked
No,
it,
not the one with Billy Bob Thornton.
the original.
Okay, yeah, watch the original one. Maybe I'll watch the Billy Bob Thornton one just because.
Just for context.
There's actually 2 sequels to the original one. One of them is they go to Japan, so I'm sure that one will be really good. viewed in today's times were racist or as racist in movies.
Yeah. Then we have Josie. Got to pick the next episode after that. She got to pick something for it.
Leave me alone.
You complained for weeks. You don't let me pick anything.
Nobody complained about anything. It's on crack.
You are from Long Island.
Get off the crack pipe.
First of all,
okay?
It's heroin on Long Island, not
everybody's
crack.
Done with your. Okay.
Okay.
What was that noise?
I don't know.
It was like,
What?
it sounded like.
It's my dog.
No.
Wait a minute. Bumblebee. Hey. Do you hear?
Yeah. Is he like crying?
Wait a minute. I can get her to howl.
That's Josie howling.
Yeah.
Hey, don't look at me. She gets really upset when I tell her not to look at me.
Tell your dog to stop being a pussy.
Stop being a pussy.
I've never heard a dog be that vocal before. Like, just like crying constantly.
Hey, I don't want to hear it. Stop.
You guys realize we're still alive, right?
Is this good? This is not. Is this not good podcasting?
What, listening to one of the co-hosts drunkenly howl at her dog? No.
Stop. Don't
We can
look
wrap
at
it up.
me.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Don't look at me.
She's gonna pick the next episode after Bad News Bears. She's gotta pick a movie that week. Then we have Evil Dead 1 and 2. By the way, if you don't have the Evil Dead yet, if you go to FYE, then you can get it for $5 with any purchase. Then we have the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Then we have...
You can also get a dick for any purchase.
Okay. Then we have the remake of As Above, So Below. And then Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. So on that note...
What note?
A D.
Yeah. The high-pitched squeal that's coming from your end of the stream.
Does anybody else feel their toes?
I don't constantly feel my toes. They're just there.
No, I just mean, like, can you feel them?
Yes.
Oh.
Your body's starting to shut down from
Adam.
alcohol.
What?
Adam,
What?
can you feel your toes?
Yes.
Can you?
I'm not like
Can you?
okay.
Adam, can you?
You know, it's not as funny when you're doing this when people can't see you. It just doesn't sound really. It just doesn't sound like you lost your mind.
Josie was getting very close to the camera.
Yeah. Okay, we're done now. We will be back next week with
Adam, I will
Bad
expose
News
you.
Bear. Bad News Bears.